Imagine this, the strongest sorcerer from Jujutsu Kaisen walks into the Naruto universe and doesn't join the Leaf Village, but instead joins the Akatsuki. What would happen if Satoru Gojo, wielder of the Limitless and Six Eyes, became one of the most feared rogue ninjas in history? How would the Akatsuki react to his power? Could the entire shinobi world survive this god-tier alliance? Let's dive deep into this epic crossover. In a twist of fate, Gojo is ripped from his universe mid-battle with Sukuna, thrown into a tear in space-time caused by an unstable curse technique. He awakens in the Naruto world, not in Konoha, but in the rain-soaked land ruled by pain. Confused but intrigued, Gojo begins to study the chakra system. To his surprise, chakra isn't so different from cursed energy. In fact, with Six Eyes, he quickly learns to see chakra flows and replicate jutsu. Now let's ask the big question, why would Gojo join the Akatsuki? Not for power, not for money, but for one reason, balance. Gojo has always believed that the strong should protect the weak. But what if, in this new world, he sees the shinobi villages as corrupt, breeding war and pain? Nagato finds Gojo first. He approaches him with a proposal. We both know what it means to bear the burden of power. Why not use it to reshape the world? Gojo, intrigued by Nagato's ideology, doesn't reject the offer. After witnessing the Leaf's treatment of the Uchiha, the manipulation of Jinchuriki, and the constant cycle of violence, Gojo starts to wonder, is the Akatsuki's path really so wrong? The strongest sorcerer joins the most dangerous organization in the shinobi world, and the balance of power completely shattered. With Gojo's arrival, the Akatsuki isn't just stronger, they become untouchable. But not everyone welcomes him with open arms. Itachi Uchiha, a genius with the Sharingan, immediately senses danger. He studies Gojo from afar, his mannerism, his aura, his limitless cursed energy, and though Itachi is calm, he knows if Gojo ever turns against them, there will be no stopping him. Kisame, the tailed beast, tries to provoke Gojo during their first meeting. So they say, you are the strongest, huh? Let's see how long that smug look stays on your face. He attacks with Samehada, but before the blade even reaches Gojo, it's halted by an invisible wall. Kisame's chakra is drained, and he collapses before he even understands what hit him. The Akatsuki now know Gojo isn't just strong, he's beyond comprehension. Jetsu, always the observer, warns Pain. This man could destroy the world if he ever chooses to. But Gojo doesn't seek destruction. Instead, he proposes something radical. Let's cut the puppeteer strings. The villages, they are rotten, but the cycle of war, we can end it permanently. And with that, Gojo doesn't just join the Akatsuki. He begins to lead a faction with it. He teaches them to combine cursed energy with chakra. Haiden learns to amplify his immortality rituals. Deidara fuses cursed techniques into his explosive art, and even Conan finds ways to manipulate paper with cursed enhancements. Under Gojo's influence, the Akatsuki evolves. They are no longer bounty hunters for tailed beasts. They are gods rewriting the rules, and the shinobi world starts to tremble. The five Kage hold an emergency summit. What was once a group of rogue ninja is now a global threat led by a man who bends space and time. The Akatsuki, empowered by Gojo, begins their first coordinated strike, not to collect tailed beasts, but to dismantle the system of power. Konoha and other villages targeted simultaneously. Gojo appears in the middle of the hidden leaf, and within seconds, the entire Anbu Black Ops is neutralized. Not killed, just trapped in a suspended loop of infinity, unable to move, blink, or even think clearly. Tsunade rushes to the battlefield. She tries brute force, but her punches don't land. Naruto, still young and inexperienced, steps in, but he can't even sense Gojo's cursed energy, let alone challenge him. Meanwhile, Pain, Gojo's uneasy ally, confronts the Raikage in Kumo, but Pain's motivations are shifting. He watches Gojo with growing distrust. He really holds the rein now. A civil war brews inside the Akatsuki itself. But the climax comes when Gojo faces off against the entire Kage alliance. 5 titans against one god. The Mizukage launches vaporous acid, but Gojo neutralizes it with a wave of reversed curse technique. The Raikage charges in, lightning armor, fist blazing, only to find himself slowed into a crowd by infinity. The Kazekage sends gold dust waves, and the Tsukikage manipulates gravity. But Gojo's domain bends reality itself. Then for the first time, Gojo opens his domain expansion. Unlimited void. Time stops. The Kage see the vast truth of the universe and collapse under pressure. He doesn't kill them, he just shows them. This is what power really looks like. The shinobi world has no answer. The shinobi world is shattered. Gojo hasn't just overpowered nations. He's challenged the very ideology of the ninja world. He believes in balance, in transparency. No more secrets, no more clans hoarding powers. The tailed beasts, he wants to free them, not weaponize them. But there's one man who sees through Gojo's ideals. Madara Uchiha, revived prematurely through Kabuto's Ido Tensei. Madara watches the world shift, and for the first time, he's not the strongest player on the board. Madara versus Gojo becomes inevitable. Gojo confronts him, calm as ever. Madara, proud and relentless, sees Gojo as a threat to his Eye of the Moon plan. What follows is the greatest battle in alternate anime history. The sky splits, the earth cracks. Gojo's limitless cursed energy meets the power of six-path Madara. Gojo blitz through Madara's wood clones, crushing them in milliseconds. Madara activates Susanoo, but Gojo simply steps through it, phasing between molecular space. Limbo clones, Gojo senses them with refined cursed perception and counterattacks instantly. Madara absorbs nature energy, summons the Ten Tails power, and rains meteors from the sky, but Gojo doesn't flinch. He erased the meteors using hollow purple, not just cutting them in half, but warping the space they fall through. Madara for the first time grows angry. You're not a god, you're an accident. Gojo smiles. Then you just got wrecked by an accident. Just when Gojo seems untouchable, Pain steps in. He betrays Gojo. Why? Because Gojo's vision, while noble, is still just another form of domination. Pain believes only shared suffering can unite the world. Gojo is caught off guard, not by Pain's power, but by Nagato's emotional strike. This allows Madara to land a hit. His truth-seeking orbs pierce through Gojo's body. Not fatal, but enough. Gojo, weakened but calm, collapses on the battlefield, not defeated by strength, but by philosophy. The aftermath, Gojo disappears. Gojo disappears. The Akatsuki collapses. Pain dies believing he did the right thing. Madara begins to implement the Eye of the Moon plan, but finds himself haunted by Gojo's final words. You can enslave minds, Madara, but you will never control truth. Gojo becomes a myth, a wandering ghost of a man who could have saved or destroyed the world, depending on your point of view. So, now we know, what if Gojo joined the Akatsuki? We got a god, a world reborn and nearly ended. But above all, we got a question. What is justice when power is absolute? And who decides who should wield it?